It's a pleasure to be with you, and I want to share some thoughts about the way of the shaman. Shamans were the ancient wisdom keepers, and today we live in an information society where we confuse information for wisdom. And information is knowing that water is H2O. Wisdom is being able to make it rain. Information is getting a diagnosis, medical diagnosis. Wisdom is being able to heal and to create health. So my background was in brain science and in a brain laboratory. And then I realized that I was really interested in studying the mind. And you cannot find the mind underneath a microscope in a laboratory. So I went to the Amazon to work with men and women who had only the power of the mind and their local plants to create health. And I discovered that the mind can kill you or the mind can heal you, and that these ancient peoples had discovered technologies for working with the human energy field, with the invisible field that surrounds the physical body and that organizes the body into health or into disease. So over the years of training in the Amazon and in the mountains and spending time in Africa and Indonesia and working with shamans from many cultures, I finally understood that we are the modern shamans, you and I. We're dancing on top of the equal sign of Einstein's famous equation of E equals mc squared. On one side, the world of energy, the other side, the world of matter. And that's what our job is. We are the midwives of a new human that is appearing in the world today. So what you are being exposed to and being offered today is to take part in a biological experiment using the ancient tools of the shaman, the tools to upgrade the quality of the human energy field. You know, my iPhone gets upgrades twice a month, but my energy field doesn't get upgraded unless I get sick. So what you learn how to do is to upgrade the quality of your field, to upgrade the quality of your health and of your body, and with very, very powerful strategies, including soul retrieval and others that Marcel and Antonella will share with you. But today we're taking part in an experiment, an amazing experiment. So and let me tell you what this experiment is and how you can participate in it. It's the experiment that I call N is equal to 1. N is equal to 1. N is the number of people that you have in a scientific experiment. You want to have many people so that it's relevant. But today the experiment is N is equal to 1. My experiment is called Alberto, and your experiment is called you. Because for two reasons. One is that we're living in an extinction event, the 5th great extinction event since life appeared in the planet. Many species becoming extinct. And what happens during extinction events is that nature takes her foot off of the brake and steps on the accelerator. During normal times, evolution happens according to the laws of Newtonian physics. During extinction events like ours, evolution follows the laws of Newtonian physics, Newtonian mechanics. In ordinary times, evolution is slow, gradual, incremental, in between generations. Maybe your children will be smarter and better looking than you. During these extinction events, evolution happens within generations. You and I, also in between, but you and I can take that quantum leap to become a new human that is appearing in the planet today, and that all traditional peoples around the world have spoken about. This is the extraordinary experiment that we can take part in. But there's another experiment that's happening also. You know, biology is always experimenting. We are not a finished product. We're evolving or devolving if you don't take part in the experiment. So the other experiment is that the biological experiment, that there are only 3 species in the planet that do not have death programmed into their DNA. We don't have a death program. And the only 3 species are humans, dolphins, and whales. We are taking part in an experiment in health and longevity. And these are the 3 animals on the planet that have the biggest brain to body weight ratio. So these are the 3 species that Mother Nature, Mother Earth, Pachamama is conducting an experiment with in longevity, in long life and long health. And what the shamans of old discovered was how to take part in this experiment. In fact, what you want to do, what I tell our students that I want to do, is to live long and die quick. Instead of the way we do it, which is to live long and die slowly over 10 years. Or maybe not even die the way that we have been accustomed to. It's an amazing historical moment. And all shamanic traditions believe in reincarnation, that we keep coming back over and over. And that's why we recognize each other. We see someone and we go, oh, Agnieszka, I've known you my whole life. Yes, because we have been reincarnating together over and over. And we have come into this birth and into this lifetime with a mission to help humanity and to help the earth take that leap into wholeness and into health and become the new human that's going to live long, live healthy, practice peace instead of practicing violence. And we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the new human, but to do that, we have to upgrade the quality of the energy field so that it can also upgrade the quality of our biology. Remember, this is not a mystical, mental idea only. This is biology, energy field, biology, the invisible world, and you and I becoming the new human that we've been waiting for. And the beauty is that if we take part in the experiment to become that new human, we can acquire extraordinary health. And this is what we learn in our training program. The first thing we learn is that if you create the conditions for health, then you don't need to treat disease. You create the conditions for health and disease goes away by itself, or it never manifests. In fact, you'll learn that illnesses do not exist. That's just a Western concept. Illnesses do not exist. Sick people exist, but diseases do not exist. And in America, in the West, and even in Chile, where I am right now, we don't have a healthcare system. We have a disease care system. So we need to get away from, in fact, this is a modern curse. So I'm going to ask you all the question to wave. If you have yourself personally or a loved one received a diagnosis ever, besides me, anyone else? A diagnosis is actually black magic. It's a curse because diseases don't really exist. And the minute you buy into it, then you become a statistic. So this is what happens when you don't take part in this amazing experiment that all of humanity is being invited to be part of. If you don't take part in the experiment, then you become part of that big fat bell curve, which is normal humans. Then you get to be in the control group. And the control group is how people get sick and how they die and how they suffer in America and in Europe. So we want to be an outlier in that bell curve. We want to be in that extraordinary human that achieves extraordinary health that we can share with our loved ones, with our patients, with our clients, because we are incarnated at a critical time in the history of humanity. And we can take part in that amazing experiment, each one of us, by stepping into what we call the great medicine, your own medicine, awakening your own inner shaman. At the same time, becoming steeped in modern brain science. Because we're at an amazing time in history where modern neuroscience and ancient wisdom are coming together. For example, when I was studying the brain, we learned that we cannot change our mind unless we change our brain. And you cannot make a change in your life unless you change your brain. Because our ancient limbic brain, the Neanderthal brain, needs ceremony in order to change. Otherwise, it won't change. You can give it every idea, all the information in the world, but if you don't have a sacred ceremony, it will not change. And that's why there are ceremonies everywhere in the world, in every culture. And that's why even the biggest practitioners of ceremonies are not the shamans. It's the military. You graduate, you get to a new rank, or even if you go to college, you graduate from college. That's a rite of passage, a ceremony. Well, we know that we can create sacred ceremony so that we can become the new human, so that we can break free of the belief systems and of the history that has informed humanity for such a long time. So this is what excites me the most about the reawakening of the ancient shamans. And by the way, all of you who are on this call, we have known each other before. We have sat around the fire with a buffalo behind us, telling stories. We have been in a temple above the snow line meditating. So we have gathered again today and around a holy fire that you will be doing in ceremony later to awaken your medicine, to awaken your inner shaman, to say yes to a calling to be part of the solution that we can bring to humanity and to the planet today. You know, in America, everybody is paralyzed. It's, you know, everybody thinks, well, I can't really make a difference. It's just me alone. Everything is working against me. We have a crazy men running the government. But that's not true. This is exactly where, you know, where corporations want us, in a place that we feel disempowered. And when we become empowered, when we take control of our biology, of our health, of our life direction, then we can truly make a difference in the human story. We can help to write a new story for humanity instead of trying to fix and repair the old one. And when the shamans in the Andes that I trained with, when they make a prayer ceremony, they use sweets and they use seeds and they use the elements of nature, but they also put in the middle of the offering, they put 2 pieces of foil, and they called them the golden book and the silver book. And one of the legends is that we are all born with one book completely written. It's the book of our genetics, it's the book of our family stories, and one book that's blank for us to write. And that our task today is to take up the pen and to begin to write your own story. Now, the other book needs a little bit of editing. The other book needs editing for sure, but you can spend 50 years or longer editing the book of your family story and your genetics and your biology and your family drama without getting to write your own story. And today we have to break free of the grip of the stories that have been offered to us. Sometimes they're medical stories. Cancer runs in my family. That's not true. That's a curse. That's keeping you fettered, tied to a medical system that has you from birth to death. So we need to rewrite a health story, an emotional story, a new love story, where you fall in love with life and with yourself again instead of with someone. Maybe that too, but a new sacred journey. What is your life journey about? And how do you bring mission and purpose to your life journey? And then a new spiritual story. And we have this tremendous opportunity and the tremendous risk of what happens if we don't say yes now and become part of the experiment. This experiment is life and death. It's happening. We see it all around us. Look at the incidents. Today, 50% of the population in the planet is diabetic or pre-diabetic. And that's including India and Africa, where nobody has. So we're seeing it all around us, how the human experiment is failing and people are getting sicker. And we know that we can get healthier instead of sicker. We know that we can reverse aging, that aging is something that we can slow down the aging clock, that you are going to get older, but you don't have to age, that you can prevent the dementias and the Alzheimer's and the Parkinson's and the cancers and the heart disease. These are the three things that are the terrible. Oh, sorry. Am I back, Agnieszka?
Yes, you are back. You are back. Yeah,
Okay.
everything's fine. Oh, right now.
So somebody's okay. You don't have to be part of the control group and get sick and die the way that everybody's getting sick and dying around us. We can live long, die quick, and take our consciousness with us beyond this life. I asked an old medicine woman one time, what is it with all of this shamanic learning? What is it good for? And she looked at me and said, if you master it, you will learn how to get out of this life alive. And I went, okay, sign me up. So I invite you to join us in this journey. This is going to be a deep exploration, a deep healing, cutting the cords to family karma, disassembling belief structures that keep us stuck, and stepping into our medicine, our power, and our health. So I'm going to turn it back to you, Agnieszka, and thank you all for being here. And I know you probably have a lot of questions, and I believe we'll have a little bit of time for questions and answers right after our fire ceremony. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alberto, for your presence today and for your words and for sharing your wisdom. So thank you very much. It's much appreciated. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Okay. So after these words, it was a very deep dive, and you can just have an expectation what is it about. But I would like to give the stage to Marcel and Antonella, our great teachers of the School of Alberto Villoldo, and they will also tell you more about what is going to happen here. So please, Marcel and Antonella.
Thanks, Agnieszka. Welcome, everyone. If you already have some questions that you would like us to answer, I encourage you to write it down. So we're going to have a moment of questions and answers in a few minutes, just for you to know. So just to introduce myself, my name is Antonella. I am Peruvian, living in Peru right now. I've been working with the Four Winds and Alberto since 2019, probably. And so I'm part of the teaching staff of the school. And it's for me, it's an honor to be able to be with you today and be on opening this door to a new language. Last year we were with Marcel as well, hosting a program with the Four Winds in Czech, in Czech. So it's a good opportunity to keep opening up. And even though sometimes it might feel that since the heart of this program and this school, it's from the Andes, especially from here, from Peru. Sometimes it can feel like weird or strange. How can I feel drawn to something like this if I wasn't born in that place? I'm too far away, like miles, thousands of kilometers away. Um, and even myself, because I was born in Lima, in the capital of Peru, which is very much of a Western city. So even myself, I felt at some point at the beginning of this journey with the school, but I wasn't born in that territory. How can I embrace this tradition as my own? How can I take it as my own? And that has been a part of the journey for me. And the map of the medicine will help me to realize that every soul that came to this earth has the right to take the medicine because it's ancient medicine, so, and it depends on the place where you connect with the most that can teach you in a different way and with a different map, but the essence is the same of how we can remember to become these earth keepers. And in order to become these earth keepers, how we need to be awake to heal and to co-create a new reality, which is a sacred dream, like Alberto said, not a nightmare that sometimes we feel we are. And in order to become this new human, we need to remember. And that's why we say we are not going to be learning in this medicine wheel. It's more remembering because it runs through our blood just because we were born in this earth. So that is a calling, right? And it can have different qualities or different aspects of different circumstances that has brought you here today to listen to us. But the heart is the same, which is there is a calling within us. There is a calling of our soul, and the hummingbird, which is one of the archetypes that we work with in the medicine, will help us to remember how to answer to that calling. Because just like Alberto was sharing, when we don't listen to that calling, then is where we are out of balance. Then is where we lose soul. Then is where we don't know what we came here for. What is our purpose? So that is the invitation here. And because that has been the way that I have been living this medicine wheel, and that's one aspect that we like us to share with you, that even though we are going to be sharing with you processes and techniques, this is more an experience, and that is a shamanic path. The shamanic path has to do with how you can become this map of the medicine wheel, an experience for you. And in order to do that, you need to go through. So it's not knowledge that you're going to just gain and add it to your library of tools, but it's more, okay, how each aspect of each of the directions that we go through can go through you as a possibility for you to heal. And we heal in order to create. So we can remember how to create and how to dream again. Because sometimes I feel that we have forgotten how to do that. And when we go through the map of the medicine wheel, which this is the map that Alberto proposed after doing all this research and being able to share with different traditions, he came up with this map that depending on the place, again, it can have different qualities, but the heart is the same. So we go through the 4 directions: the south, the west, the north, and the east. And each one of these directions is with one of the archetypes that we work with too, which are the serpent in the south, the jaguar in the west, the hummingbird in the north, and the eagle condor in the east. And each one of these has qualities that will help us to go through the journey. And Marcel is going to talk to you about that a little bit more in a moment. But this is the invitation, how we can begin to shed the skin as the serpent does, how we can see through our own shadows, through our own jungle, like the jaguar, through the eyes of the jaguar. And once we have released a big heaviness within us, we can begin to connect with the sweetness of the nectar that the hummingbird takes from the sweetest flowers. How we can begin to see beauty, how we can say yes to our calling, just like the hummingbird does. When every year this little bird with this big heart take this big journey, miles and miles and miles to get to the new place. And then when we have reconnected with our purpose, we are able to, soar like the eagle, soar up with through upper of the biggest mountains, like the eagle or the condor. And there is where we are more able to dream and to create a new reality. So, and for me, just one more piece, this medicine will represent it more like a doorway. Because even though each one of the processes were beautiful and amazing and very transformative to change the perception of how I see or I saw life, it also helped me to see, what is the territory that I need to walk? Because even though I have the map, I need to walk the territory. I need to where do I need to go? Where is my next step? How do I build this relationship with nature in a healthier way for me and everybody who is around me? Because with this lineage that we learn from and source from, we also remember that it's not only about us and not our own healing journey, but it's also about the whole humanity, our community, our family, nature, all beings. So in able to do that, we need to open our hearts more and more and more. First, to embrace our own wounds, our own journey, our own life, every aspect of ourselves, so we can be more whole. And then we can begin to open it even more to see with compassion whoever is next to me, my neighbor, my family, and even the ones who live across the continent. So how can every time that I light up a candle in my altar, I'm not praying only for me, but for everybody who may need it, even though I don't know them. And even though for the ones that will come after me. So that is the shamanic way, that everything that we do, everything that we feel, and everything that we vision can be in alignment with creating that new reality for us and for the ones that will come after. How we can leave that legacy if we feel drawn to do that. So that's all the little pieces that I wanted to share with you. It's a beautiful invitation to stepping into yourself. And sometimes it's getting to know yourself is difficult to know how to grasp or what to do or how to begin. Having a map, it's a beautiful way for our mind to understand it a little bit more. And there are a lot of maps, and this is the proposal that we have for you, to do it through the map of the 4 winds and see which are the parts that you feel more called to go deep on yourself. Now we'll pass the word to Marcel. He wants to add a few words of his own experience, and then we can move forward.
Yeah, thank you very much, Antonella. Always great to listen. Yeah, my name is Marcel, and I'm with the Four Winds now since 2010, and it's 15 years now. And I was really looking for answers, you know, in my life before I joined the Four Winds. I was really looking for answers, doing different techniques like, I don't know, family constellation, meditation, silent retreats, other things, self-experience retreats. But I had always the impression it's working on the surface, you know, it was not deep enough for me. I had the feeling I cannot really go to the roots of this issue, of my issues. And then I was reading a book of Alberto and then joined the class, and that was the answer for me. You know, sitting in ceremony in class was like coming home for me. You know, and I found so many techniques in this school, and for myself, so many techniques to supporting my journey, supporting me in, I don't know, let's say crisis, supporting me in the flow, you know, a lot of techniques. And that is, yeah, that was really the answer to my search, you know. And yeah, now I'm here 15 years later, and I'm still into this medicine, you know. I'm still see the beauty of this medicine, and I love to teach and to bring it to other people, to bring this possibility to other people, you know. And after I joined 2010, I was also several times in Peru, sitting with the jungle shamans, you know, stepping deeper into the medicine of the natives and traveling a lot, you know, seeing how the shamans, the healers are working on this planet. But the beauty of Alberto's school is that he really brought the wisdom of this ancient techniques and this ancient wisdom together with, let's say, modern science, modern depth psychology, wisdom, and it's a really rich container of wisdom, you know, and techniques available for all of us. And that's really the beauty that I see in this program. And yeah, the journey we want to do, it's a really ancient map, you know, it's a really ancient map. Spiritual people all over the world and all the times went through this map, you know. Sometimes different names, you know, but it's in our it's southwest, north, and east, and maybe in North America it's different. But the core of the concept is it's a process of self-development to, let's say, find coming home, come in contact with our own wisdom, with our own medicine, you know, with our own healing. It's a healing part, you know, and beyond healing. And the South, you know, we will work with the serpent and we will really release the ideas of our past, you know, to free ourselves from our past, from our ideas of what happened to us, you know, to find a really energetic, elegant way to release this past, you know. And in the West, we will bring peace to our ancestors, you know, we'll bring peace to to the lives we lived before this life, you know. And we bring a lot of healing there, a lot of peace to free up our journey, you know, to make space in our journey that we can really fully step in. Sorry for this. And in the north with hummingbird, you know, it's finding beauty again, you know, as Antonella told you, it's finding beauty in life again. You know, sometimes we think life it's really hard, and life is challenging. There's no question about it, you know. But hummingbird can teach us to see the beauty again, to find the medicine, to find our own nectar, to drink deeply from our nectar of life, you know, and make this life a journey, you know, epic journey, a healing journey and the epic journey, you know. And then in the east, flying with eagle condor, you know, to really see the vision of our life and feel the vision of our life, and spread our wings and fly, you know, spread our wings and take our medicine back to us, you know, take our essence back to us, remember who we really are, you know. Yeah, that's the journey, you know, not less than this. And then we will learn many healing techniques, you know, ancient healing techniques. Like, you know, illumination is releasing heavy energy out of our field, you know, we call it Hucha, heavy energy, and bring Sami, light energy, into our field, you know, bring the light energy again, release the heavy Hucha. And also extraction work, you know, release even more intense Hucha from our field, you know, and then soul retrieval. It's such a beautiful process to claim our beauty back, to claim our wisdom back, to claim our medicine back. What we lost on the way, well, different circumstances, you know, there's nothing wrong with this, but now it's the time to claim it back. You know, now it's the time to bring this potential back, to bring this medicine back. It was always there for us. It's always our medicine. Was always our energy, you know. And now it's the time to receive it again, to live it, to integrate it, to become it again, you know. And in the East, we will learn how to help people to die in a grateful way, you know, in a graceful way, to make the journey beyond death, you know, and then come back with a full yes to life, you know, and realizing that death is not our enemy, you know. Death is the invitation to find our yes to life in every single moment. And we will learn how to guide people, how to support people in the process of dying, you know, and even how to support people to go over this threshold, you know, from an energetic, spiritual point of view. And many more techniques that will, I mean, it's serving me on my journey still, you know, after 15 years. When I'm doing something, I do some of these techniques, you know, we will learn. And it helps a lot, you know, it helps a lot. Yeah, this is the invitation. And it's another important point, it's really that we find a way back to Mother Earth, you know, the reconnection with Mother Earth, the reconnection with the sacred feminine for all of us, you know, masculine body, feminine body. I mean, many of us are really deep in masculine energy, you know, and this is the invitation, or this is the invitation, the possibility to reconnect with Pachamama, with Mother Earth, to reconnect with feminine energy, with the place of being, with the place of receiving, you know, with the place of emptying ourselves, with the place of quietness, and many other things, you know. But it's really, you know, this really deep connection with Mother Earth. This is a key thing, you know. Because in our religion, you know, in our Western European, it's not about Mother Earth, you know. And there's nothing wrong with this, but this is now the time to reconnect with the sacred feminine, to reconnect with Mother Earth. And there is spirit, you know, there is the source, no question about it, but there is Mother Earth as well, you know. And the shamans are living from the deep connection with Mother Earth, you know, from the ability to surrender, from the ability to empty yourself and get filled by the medicine of the invisible world, let's say. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really intense program, you know, it's a really life-changing program. And yeah, Antonella and me would be happy to see you in the program, you know. And Antonella, should we go to some Q&As, or what do you think?
Yes.
Yeah. If you have a question, you know, you can raise your hand.
Yeah. Marcel, we already have some questions, and we translated them already into English. So just a short information, any question, any information needed regarding the payments, regarding some technical things, we would like to invite you to make an appointment with our wonderful consultants, which are also here, and you can talk to them about this. And here we can just talk, I think, about the content of the school. We have the question, we will be able to work with clients after graduation, or is it just for ourselves, family or friends? What do you think?
Great question. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, absolutely. The way the medicine work here is that you are going to be having a full platform with all the teachings, with all the processes. And in order for you to go through each of the processes, you will need to practice with each other. So week by week, we will have classes with Marcela and I that we will go through the process. We can even do a demonstration if it's needed, again, in order for you to have it very clear. But for you to go through the process, we will encourage you to work in pairs or in group, depending on the process. And so you can receive it, and at the same time, you can learn how to do it on others. So at the beginning, the invitation is going to be to work within the community, within your classmates. At some point in the middle of the training, then we will tell you, okay, now you can move forward and begin to offer some of these processes to someone else outside your classmates. And some of the techniques, some of the processes, we will tell you which are more for you as practitioners, but not for clients, and which are for clients. But most of the processes, you can do it with other people and with clients.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Antonella. And the next question, I have a question about participation in the school. Will we, as students, be covered by Alberto in case we expand our field? And will we be safe if we fail to close it properly? Because I don't know if I'm doing it right. Is it safe when something with the field doesn't work out for us?
Yeah, I think it's really safe. It's a really safe medicine. It's a really safe medicine, and we will in the weekly calls. I mean, you have the video material, and you have lifelong access to the video material, and then you have a weekly class, and everything is described, and we have the classes, we have Q&A in classes. We will guide you through the processes. And for me, it's really safe medicine. When something comes up, it is more an invitation that we work on it. It's an invitation to personally start to work with the things who comes up. I mean, there is no guarantee, but we make it. It's super safe. It's a super safe medicine. It's super safe medicine. I have only good experiences with this. There's nothing penetrating my field during I have opened something. It's not like this. For me, it's not like this. And Antonella and me, we try to make it super safe. We are there for you. If there are some questions, questions that you can answer ask all the questions in the call. And for me, it's a really safe medicine. We are not inviting something. It's about us. It's about our healing journey. And yeah, it's super safe, And Agnita, if I can, I would like to answer because there's some personal question to me. I have translated in the call.
Okay, perfect.
What I'm doing, Elspieta, what I'm doing on my journey, because I was talking about this, and it's really, we learn some different techniques. One technique is for example, we're doing sand painting. It's like we're expressing our inner world just on Mother Earth. We will teach you. And I can tell you, I was in a silent retreat in January for 1 week, no talking. And then I had a really challenging moment on this retreat, And I was sitting in meditation and it was like circling, circling in some energy from the past. And then I went out on the ground of Pachamama. I opened sacred space, and I did just a simple sand painting. You know, I just brought my energy to Mother Earth. And then I went back to meditation and I could continue. You know, that it was in process, you know, in process, because I brought it to Pachamama. And it's an easy technique. You will learn it really early, but it's really powerful. You know, I can tell you from experience, you know, really from experience, I don't know, 2 months ago. And I was really strong, you know. I was surprised how strong it was working, you know, because I came back after doing this and back to the next meditation, let's say, session, and it was not there anymore, you know, and I could continue my journey in the silent retreat. It was really impressive for me, you know, really impressive. That's what I'm doing. And illumination process, for example, it's a really powerful process. You will also learn in the beginning, and I'm still doing it. You know, I'm still calling friends and asking for illumination when I think I need it, and it's really transformative. It's really transformative. And there's another question that's important for me. Then then we can go to the official next.
No problem.
Elzbieta was also asking about the body, you know, and I will not forget it. You know, it's important for me that we don't forget it. There is a specific module only for detoxing the body, you know. I mean, we are talking a lot of energy medicine, you know, and all this kind of stuff, but Alberto has also developed, and it's still developing, a program to detox the body, you know, to bring all the heavy metals, you know, out of the body, to support the body to, let's say, reestablish our natural detox program, you know, really physical things, you know, really practical things, studies, you know, medicine studies, really, it's really, you know, it's really for your brain also, you know. That means I will just tell you, we also cover this point in the program, how to detox the body and how to help your body to reestablish, to restart your natural detox process, because it's in us, you know, it's in us. Yeah. We can go to the next.
Okay, the next one. How do you start writing your story? Recognize what is necessary from the lineage or the past, but go your own way.
That's a beautiful question. Well, we already have been sharing, which is kind of the sequence of how we go, how we navigate this medicine wheel. And the first big process that it's kind of the heart of all the other processes is called illumination process, which happen in the South. And the heart of this process is related to how we can transform our wounds into source of wisdom. So it doesn't have to do with really, when we say write a new story and offer to the fire the old one, the one that you came with, it's not about like, okay, I'm not any of that, and like with a rejection feeling. Because as you know, what we reject it's what we resist, it persists, right? So what we want here on the journey has to do with, hey, okay, that happened. How can I now source from that as a source of wisdom for me? And that is a way of writing a new story. So you stop being the actor of all those old stories, and how you can become, okay, from which new perspective, with new perception, I want to live my life from now on. That doesn't have to do with deny, but more is acknowledging and integrating whatever serves the most for you now, from this new you. And the same that happens in the West with the work that we do with the ancestor and past lives is how we can be aware and be accountable that we come from that line. So what my grandmother, grandparents, great-grandfather lived ran through my blood. So that, how can I transform that and see it as a source of wisdom and not a burden, and not a curse, but a source of power for me? Because there is a reason, there is a what for I came into this family. Alberto says something funny like, we choose, our soul chose the funniest family that we can come to live this life. right? So how we can write this new story with this new power, with this new wisdom. And that is how that is the invitation here with the medicine, by doing this work, because you know the shamans are the people of perception. If the shamans want to change their reality, they change how they perceive reality. So it stopped being related to how things happen outside of you, but how you relate to what happened to you. So then you can reclaim your power in that sense and write a new story.
Okay, thank you, Antonella. The next question is how to experience the consciousness of being a shaman.
Can you repeat it?
How to experience the consciousness of being a shaman.
Well, okay, interesting question. Yeah. I think, I mean, if you feel, I believe if you feel the call to this medicine, and if you are here in this call, there's something inside of you who is answering this call, you know. And I mean, there's in every single one, there's a shaman in every single one. And it's a place of experience, you know. It's really hard to describe. I mean, for me, the thing is that, and you know, all the things we are talking, you know, Antonella and me, we will do in class, you know. We will do in class, you know. There's also one question from Elisabetta with the past lifetimes, and I can tell you we will do really intense meditations to work with past lifetimes and resolve this, you know. Resolve this, but it's not, you know, it's no reincarnation therapy. We just go to the past, solve what needs to be solved, and then bring our focus again to our journey, bring our focus to our highest destiny, to our becoming, you know? It's like planting new flowers in our garden, you know? And not, and no, weeding out the weed from the garden, you know? It's more planting flowers, you know? Do a little bit, and then what's the journey all about, you know? What's the opening? What's possible? And this is also the place, I mean, this is a bit of shaman. It's experience place, and it's this, you know, there is no hierarchy in this shamanism, because every single one is building up a unique connection to spirit, a direct connection to spirit, you know. And we will train this, you know, and we will receive rites, you know, we will receive ceremonies, really intense ceremonies, who are remembering our field, that we are connected with spirit, and that we can connect ourselves with the wisdom of the, let's say, invisible world, with the wisdom of spirit, you know, that we can live our life from this connection, you know. And this is a unique connection, you know. It's a unique connection, every single one, you know. What Alberto told us, you know, N is one, you know. It's a unique thing, and it's hard to describe. It's more a thing, it's more a path to walk, you know. It's a path to walk. And for the shamans is, I would say, just a couple of sentences. You know, deep connection to Pachamama, empty ourselves to get the guidance from the invisible world, you know. It's an important thing. And stepping out of linear time, you know, the shamans know that linear time is just a concept, you know. And we will also work on this, that we can more step into circular time, you know, and that we know future is influencing us in the same way than the past. And healing is a journey, you know, but the circumstances for healing, is always possible to create circumstances for healing, and then our body will follow, you know, our body will follow. And when we let's say heal all the imprints from our field, you know, then our body can follow into healing, you know. Our body is more following the energetic information, and we will work a lot on this. Yeah.
Okay. The next question, I think it's something that you were talking about, Marcel. All the time I have the impression of working superficially. How can I go deeper?
That's a good question. How we can recognize that is like we're going deep. And because, you know, we are in these times where we have so much information already about different techniques, different ways, different, and at the same time, I feel that we are in a moment where we need to, where we are not in a guru's moment, you know, like looking for the masters outside, but it's more about, okay, how can I listen and connect with my own wisdom, right? So that's why it's so challenging because we have so many information going, so many voices in the outside that tell us, oh, you should, if you follow this path, you will get to this place. If you do this, you will feel like this. If you, so it's endless and it's a very mindful, and you need to take the decision to really try to stop, listen to all of that at the same time, so you can connect with what is that true voice, and that is the one who is going to take you to recognize when you are in this deep place of healing. Because even though all the techniques, all the processes that we're going through this in this medicine wheel, some of them they will just go through you, and just maybe you will just forget it, and you will stay with some of them because for some reason something happened to you with that, something deep that maybe doesn't have words to explain. And for me, that is a very good way to feel, okay, this is deep healing for me. And that which could be different from your classmate, from somebody else in the community. Because it's a very personal experience. And that's why Alberto was saying, we are in this experiment of one, n equals one. So even though all of us are going to go through the same medicine wheel, each one of you is going to have your own experience out of it. That's why we say find your own medicine, which is unique. So it's, for me, it has to do with more allowing, okay, how do I go inward? And when you get to these places of being uncomfortable, when you find something within you, or feeling afraid or empowered, those are good clues of, okay, this is getting somewhere that I haven't seen before. A new layer, because what will happen too is that you maybe will work with the same stories, wounds, situations that you have been working from before. Because we work in this is a spiral, the journey is a spiral. It's not linear again. So you can go through the same wound, but in a deeper layer. And then you go through the same wound, you go through the south in a couple of years ago, later, and you will get to a new perspective of the same story, let's say. Because we try to go deeper and deeper and deeper. And that is unique, really.
Thank you. Okay, so the next question is, at which stage of the awareness journey is the most valuable?
Yeah, I would say it's the last question. Then we go to a small exercise. But can you repeat the question?
Yeah, at which stage of the awareness the journey is the most valuable in this school?
I mean, you know, we will. Antonella mentioned already that when shamans would like to change the world, to change the perspective. How I see the world, and You know, we will learn to see the world through, let's say, the eyes of serpent, the eyes of jaguar, the eyes of hummingbird, the eyes of eagle. And it's a different perspective on the world. You know, it's a different perspective. And now I could tell you, okay, on the eagle's view, to have this energetic information about everything, maybe it's the most, I don't know what. But at the end, it's equal, you know. All the four perspectives gives information, you know. And this on the to look through the eyes of serpent and the world of matter, it's an important thing, you know. And the work see through the eyes of jaguar to see mental, emotional things. It's also really important. It's not a yes or no, you know. It's more, there are different levels, there are different ways to perceive reality, there are different ways to raise the frequency, but it's not right or wrong. It's not yes or no. It's just yes and yes. You know, sometimes it's good to approach the world from a pure energetic level, and sometimes it's good to approach the world with the view of the matter. You know, I would not say this is better or this is not better. And the thing is to dance between the worlds, you know, and this is the medicine of the shamans, you know, to say, okay, yes, I can see the world. I can see the world from the perspective of eagle, energetic, and I can also see the world of matter, the world of facts, and it's cool, you know. Both is fine. I'm with one step in the world of matter and one step in the invisible world, and both is fine, you know. I have feminine energy inside of me, and I have masculine energy inside of me, and both is fine. You know, it's not. It's yes and yes. You know, I would say.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Marcel. You mentioned you would like to right now do some kind of exercise or ceremony. So please go ahead. And I think all other questions which are not that you can ask them to to our academic advisors, to the consultants during the call. So please.
Thank you. Thank you, Agnieszka. Okay, yeah, so we are going to share an experience with you so you can have a sense of what are we going to be doing, and then we will move forward to a fire ceremony as a community, which is a very common practice that we hold within the medicine wheel, because this is a tradition of fire. So we use a lot of the fire, of the power and the qualities of fire to transform and transmute in a rapid way. So we are going to do a practice where we are going to connect with what we call the Viracocha. The Viracocha is the name in this tradition to the 8th chakra. Okay, so depending on the tradition that you go and work with, they acknowledge 3 chakras, 7 chakras, 8 chakras, 9 chakras, and more than that, even 13 chakras, which are these centers of energy, right, that are in our energy field, but are also connected to our physical. So this 8th chakra, it's above our heads, like 20 centimeters above your head. Okay, so this is in your crown, is your 7th chakra, and the 8th, it's 20 centimeters above your head. And that in the Andean tradition, it's called Viracocha, which means the source of the sacred. And when we open this Viracocha and envelop ourselves in this chakra, in this Viracocha, in this sacred space, what we do is that we connect with our soul. Because you know, this chakra, in the difference with the other chakras hold the information of what we have been through, of each one of our experiences. So if something is not working, some of the chakras can not function in the right way. That's why we learn how to clear them. But this 8th chakra has the quality that it's always staying pure, because it's the quality of our soul. So when we envelop ourselves in its sacred space, we enter in this soul state where we just can be and feel safe again. So we are going to invite you to have the experience and see how it feels. There's nothing specific that needs to happen. You might feel something different, you might not, because everything is allowed here. Okay, so I'm going to be guiding you on how to do it. And then when we are enveloping this sacred space in this Viracocha, we will go straight forward to our fire ceremony. So if you have a candle with you, you can have it next to you. If it's already lit, leave it as it is. If it's not, be sure that you have your matches right beside you so you can light it up. If you don't have a candle with you, don't worry. Marcel is going to be holding the candle for the whole community. So for now, if you're bringing your candle close to you, let's all find a comfortable position in a sitting position, seated position. Mm-hmm. And now just, if you feel comfortable, I will invite you to close your eyes. Or at least soften your gaze, looking diagonally down. But there is any effort in your eyes. And taking a couple of deep breaths, inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through your mouth, making a sound like an ah. So you can relax and release any tension when you exhale. So keep breathing like that, and at the same time, bring your awareness to your feet touching the ground, to your spine straight, your crown facing the sky. Feeling how it is that you're being there, supported by the ground. That you can relax and just be for me. If any thought come, just let it come and let it pass by as clouds in the sky. There's nothing to do. You can put aside for a moment any of your worries. And now you're going to bring you're going to bring your palms to your heart. To set the intention, we always set an intention when we open our Viracocha. Just to be available, to have the experience, however it might go. And you're going to move your hands like this, like making a little bit of heat within your hands. You can be more sensitive with your hands. A little bit more. Okay. And now you're going to bring your hands up, like this, in this prayer position, up. And imagine that you have right above your head, 20 centimeters above your head, this ball of light, this Viracocha. So you're going to sense it first before opening it. So you can play a little bit, like sense which are the edges of this Viracocha. Where is it? Which is the size of your Viracocha. So you can begin to sense it with your hands. Maybe there is a change of texture or temperature. Maybe you can sense or see a color. Just take a moment to feel the edges of your Viracocha and just keep breathing. Maybe it's very subtle. And just move your hands very subtle, very slow. You can go away of your Viracocha and come back so you can feel the difference in the air of how is it to sense your Viracocha. How is it to not be in your Viracocha? Maybe a color comes, an image, a feeling. Nothing comes, you use your sacred imagination to give it a form, a sense. And now you're going to bring your hands inside of this bubble, this ball of light. And you're going to open it up with your palms facing to the outside. And you bring it down very slowly with all your intention around you. Accompany that movement with your breath so you can feel completely enveloped in your sacred space, personal sacred space, Viracocha. And you can relax your hands over your thighs. So you just can be there for a moment in this source of the sacred space, the place where your soul resides. Just be. In this place where there's nothing to do, there's nothing wrong with you. Everything is perfect as it is. You can rest in that.
Then you can take a small piece of wood, if you have, just a really small one, maybe from your matches, and stay in this, connected with this inner silence. And then feel in your body if there's some blockage, some energy you would like to release, maybe some doubts or some heaviness. And then take a moment to feel it in your body. Is there something you would like to transform, you would like to release tonight? And then feel it in your body. Where is it? Where you can feel it. And then the invitation is to blow it out to inform the stick of wood with this information. It's like blowing out from the place you feel it in your body and inform the stick with this energy. 3 times. When you feel it in your belly, bring it, blow it from your belly into the stick. When you feel it in your heart or in other places from your body, really send it from this place and inform the stick of wood to take it and to transform it. And then when you're ready, bring to the fire and ask the fire for transformation. And watch yourself, how does it feel when this piece of wood is burning? While the piece of wood is burning. And when this is done, the invitation is to bring the light from your candle in the free power center into our belly. And we will work with this a lot during the school for the right way of acting, the right way of our projects, the right way of giving birth to things into the world. Also our intuition. And then bring light to our heart. We call it Munai, unconditional love. And feed your heart with the light of the chakra, of the candle. Allow yourself to receive the light. And also bring it to your head for the right way of thinking. Also for the vision to see in the energetic world. And then thank you for joining. And then, Antonella, you would like to close?
Now you are going to, with your hands, also bring the folds of your Viracocha, like gathering up Viracocha. Bring it back above of your head with your intention, bring it back. You can feel again this 8th chakra, organize the energy there. And you're going to bring a little bit of that energy to your 7th chakra. So you bring it with your hands to your 7th, your 6th, 5th. Like if it's an upgrade, new information for each of your chakras. The 4th, the 3rd, your 2nd, your 1st. And share it with Pachamama, Mother Earth. You can place your hands on the ground or just face your palms down. So we all hope we had a beautiful experience today with this, with just a piece of everything that we will experience together and the community in the Ayllu. Ayllu in Quechua means community. That's why this is one of the main things that also happens here, just to finish, like how we can remember how to be in circle again with the fire in the middle. So all this journey is going to be in community. Even though it's your own, we are all journeying together. And when we do that, it's a little bit easier sometimes to take the leap. So that is the invitation from the Four Winds, and for us, Marcela and I are going to be very happy to journey with you along these 6 months. So if you have any other questions, as you know, you can contact your academic advisor so you can sign up. We begin on April 8th. So it's almost there. We're almost there. So please feel free to ask any other questions. And thank you so much for joining today.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Antonella and Marcel, for your participation and for sharing your wisdom and knowledge with us. We deeply appreciate your time, energy, and heart you put into this meeting. So we will see each other soon in the first first classes. Thank you very much. I would like to also say something to the community. Na zakończenie bardzo serdecznie chciałabym Wam wszystkim podziękować, każdemu z Was za uczestnictwo w dzisiejszym spotkaniu. Myślę, że mieliście okazję poczuć energię i zaangażowanie, jakie z tego płynie. Jestem również przekonana, że wielu z Was także będzie chciało się umówić na rozmowę z naszymi konsultantami. Także serdecznie zapraszamy. Link pojawił się do zapisów w czacie w trakcie rozmowy, ale myślę, że za chwilę on też wskoczy. Tak jak wiecie, szkoła zaczyna się już 8 kwietnia, więc czasu na podjęcie decyzji nie zostało już zbyt wiele. Też chciałabym zaznaczyć, że zainteresowanie szkołą jest bardzo duże i liczba miejsc jest w tym momencie dosyć limitowana. Chcielibyśmy, aby każdy z uczestników czuł się zaopiekowany, a także zapewnić mu odpowiedni poziom uwagi i wsparcia. Mam też dla Was pewnego rodzaju niespodziankę. Dla każdego z uczestników tego wydarzenia, którzy zdecydują się zapisać na rozmowę z naszymi konsultantami, czeka specjalna oferta. Ta oferta jest naszym wyrazem wdzięczności za Wasze zaangażowanie i zainteresowanie. Chciałabym też powiedzieć, że inwestycja w tę szkołę to nie jest tylko zdobycie jakichś takich nowych umiejętności, ale tak jak było to już dzisiaj wielokrotnie powiedziane, to jest głęboka, osobista transformacja, która może przynieść Wam przełomowe zmiany w Waszym życiu. Także z całego serca zapraszam do zapisania się na rozmowę. I jeszcze raz Wam wszystkim dziękuję za obecność i mam nadzieję do zobaczenia wkrótce na tej wspaniałej ścieżce Szkoły Uzdrowienia Alberto Villoldo. Pięknego wieczoru. Dziękuję bardzo.